Okay, welcome in everyone. Today we're doing a One Piece tier list, and it's one of the most serious ones you can do, based on drip. And what do I mean by drip? It's a combination of three things. Obviously, appearance. Is it fly? Is it cool? How strong they are, and their attitude. So you're not seeing my hands off camera. One, two, three. All three of those things we're going to combine to see who is the drippiest character in One Piece. I already have someone in mind. I wonder if you do as well. We're going to start off with Ace. Now, this is a tough one. Spoiler alert. I did not put this tier list together. Actually, I started to do it, and then I realized, holy hell. There's so many characters in the story, and then I wanted to include people that I didn't think, counted. So it's kind of a mishmash. I think I'm going to have to add a few I don't see here at the end. But starting with Ace, wow. Whoever put this first knew what they were doing on like any tier list ever. Look, Ace is strong. He's cool, but I don't know if he's actually drippy. You know what I mean? I just don't know if he has it in him, but I'm not going to put Ace on almost any tier list below average. I can't do it. Alvida. Pre-Devil Fruit, she was here. Post-Devil Fruit, I mean, she's, cool, just hanging out with Buggy all the time, just has a one-liner here or there, doesn't do too much. I'm gonna put her in drippy. I am. Aokiji. Aokiji's a weird one, man. From an appearance, he's a slender, tall guy, wears a suit, looks really cool. A strong fighter, obviously, and then sometimes we see him, he's just kind of a little bit of a goofball. But I will say, when he needs to lock in, which we saw recently when he was fighting the Blackbeard Pirates in that flashback, he did. I'm going to say Aokiji's drippy, not the drippiest. Arlong. Another character that I think is actually has a little bit of drip. I know he's a villain and we don't like him at all. I think I'm just going to go with it. I don't know why. Akainu. Akainu's a weird one, right? He wears a suit all the time. That's a big thing for appearance. But his whole thing is that he's so mad. He's angry. And I think for that reason alone, I don't think I can include him in that. I don't know. Do we go kinda? I'm gonna go kinda. Whitebeard. That's another weird one, man. I mean, appearance-wise, actually not really. Right? He's not like that cool, suave kind of character. He's just kind of chilling out, doing his own thing. I think I'm gonna have to go kinda again for Whitebeard. Buggy D Clown. Wow, fellas, come on. Wow, I don't think there's any other... do I even have a choice? I have to go not even close, right? Come on. There's no shot. Some of you are thinking here, I have to go low. Apis. Apis was a character, I think from a filler arc about the dragons something. I'm not going to rank a little kid as drippy. I'm going to put her not even close. I'm not sure why she's in here. Blackbeard. Does Blackbeard have any drip? I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, I will say, from a coolness standpoint, that scene where he kind of just pulled up on Law on Winter Island with the music in the background was one of my favorite scenes, entrances in One Piece I've ever seen. I mean, it was amazing. But I don't think he's drippy. I'm going to go meh. Ben Beckman! Wow, fellas, there's one scene. We all know what I'm talking about. I think the entire Red Hair Pirates, or the entire thing is they kick ass and we don't see him do it. They're off screen. Man, I'm really unsure if I want to say he's all the way at S tier, or maybe a little lower. I'm going to give it to him. That one scene alone is just so awesome. Bellamy. Bellamy's a weird one. I kind of am torn between drippy and kinda. He got his ass kicked a little too many times. I think I'm going to have to go with kinda. Because, he's got some confidence, a little bit of a walk to him, but doesn't really take a lot of W's if you know what I'm talking about. Bellamere. Bellamere's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I have nothing against Bellamere. I think she could probably go in the kinda category. Beppo. If you're adorable, can you really be drippy at all? I don't want to say not even... I don't know, man. Kind of a meh. Big Mom. We know where that's going. Mr. 2. Okay. Bon Clay. Again. I think kind of the polar opposite of what we're looking for here is Bon Clay. I don't like... I mean, I think what he's wearing is cool, but I don't think it looks cool from a drippiness standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Kizaru. Wow. I did not know we might get to the number one overall so fast. Come on, fellas. Is Kizaru not number one on this list? from that scene we saw at Egghead where Luffy just hits him in the ocean, he's just like casually like, oh, I'm gonna fall. I should do something. Then just gets all the way back immediately. That was amazing. Kizaru, I think, might be the drippiest character in One Piece. That man has a devil fruit that he's aware he does not have to care at all. And left to right, I haven't actually been doing any of that, but from the top ranking, we are going to go left to right. And yes, okay. Brook. I don't know. What do we think about Brook? I don't know if I'd say he's got drip, per se. I'm going to say meh. Kaoru, another one. That's, no. Beiji. That's, I mean, come on. His entire thing is that he's the cool mobster guy. I mean, is there any other option except for drippiest? He just has to be there. Cavendish. It's a weird one. I think Cavendish obviously has a lot of female fans. That can be really cool and drippy for a guy. I don't know if he's drippiest because of the weird stuff that his character entails, kind of what happens when he falls asleep. I'm going to say drippy. Not all the way. No. We are not putting Caesar. It's not even close. Like, he doesn't, there's nothing about him that screams, nothing about him screams drippy. Chopper. Again. And, we have another contender here. Some of you, when I said think of someone at the beginning, might have went Crocodile. And, you know, the more I think about it, boy, it's close. Whew, I could go either way, man. I think he has to go here, but is it one or is it two? I want to put him one, but I think Kizaru is just such a star. I'm going to put him two. I'm sorry for now. Crocus. Not really. The Don. No. Doflamingo. Huh. And it looks like Corazone's right there. Doflamingo kinda is, right? A little bit. I mean, he's got that cool, laid-back villain vibe, of course, until Luffy beat him up. I'm gonna say Drippy. Don Krieg. I actually made a video about Don Krieg because we saw him recently. He's at Hachinosu with Gate and Pearl, so if you want to watch that, it'll be linked at the end of the video. I also talked about in another video what's going on with Kid in Elbaf, because he's there, and so is the story in the Straw Hat, so maybe Kid's gonna appear. Who knows? I gave my ideas on that. Don Krieg, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna just have to say meh. Corazon, now this is interesting. Corazon, him and Doflamingo, I guess because their childhood was so awful, they just kind of chill out, you know, tall, slender guys. I'm torn between drippiest and drippy, but I think I'm just gonna say drippy and leave it there. I could be convinced otherwise. Dragon. You know, Dragon's a cool guy. I mean, he's got cool stuff going for him. It's either here or here. I think if I'm gonna put Ace, I'm gonna put Dragon. I don't know if Dragon's okay, there's a lot of scenes of him just panning to him, standing there with a cloak, just looking into the. I'm going with it. Drake. Okay, that's another guy who. I think it's close. I'm gonna say Drippy. I don't remember who this is. I imagine she's from Kamabaka. She's from Kamabaka. I don't know. Eneru. I mean, I don't know. Appearance, he's a cool-looking dude. Clothes-wise, obviously does not wear a lot of cool-looking suits or anything, but I think from an attitude and a strength standpoint, we might have to say... I wanted to say drippiest until I remember the way he lost against Luffy. Yeah. Crocodile lost too, but we saw him come back and be kind of cool with Cross Guild and everything, and attack Whitebeard at Marineford, so he got some redemption. Damalo Black, I forget. No. Foxy. Look, you know, Foxy's kind of an enigma for me. There's not a lot about One Piece that would surprise me, you know, in 2026. In 2025, I learned that Foxy was actually, canon. I thought he wasn't. This entire time, I thought Long Ring Longland was filler. It's not. I'm just gonna say, man, not even close. If I'm gonna say Buggy, what am I doing? Frankie! I mean, you know, Frankie's got a little something going for him. He's a cool dude. Kind of... I'm tempted, because, like, the wearing the underwear thing is kind of kicks him down a notch. I'm gonna say kinda. Fujitora! Okay. Not a guy that I'm gonna just put him in the kinda, and here's why. He's a cool dude, but he's not like dropping all these cool one-liners, everything. Kind of just does his own thing, doesn't have... I was gonna say doesn't have an agenda. He clearly does have an agenda. We're gonna say kinda. Fukaboshi! I don't know, man. The Fishman, I'm not really sure what I think. I already said Arlong, but I think Arlong just was just a little different. I'm gonna put him in May. Ooh, full body. I haven't thought about full body in forever. I think he was in Django's Dance Carnival, which I watched the other day. So I saw him, but didn't process that was him. What do I think about full body? I don't know. I would have put Drippy until, you know, what Sanji did to him in front of his girl. I think that's kind of it. I mean, I think he is until he faces any confrontation at all. I'm gonna say May. Garp. Another character just completely checks off the strong box. I just don't know if he's like just dripping it out. You know what I mean? Like, is Garp trying to be out here farming aura and having cool moments? Kind of. He definitely did when he attacked Hasunosu. When he blasted to the ship into the sky and then just punched to the ground. Pretty good. I'm going to say kinda, just out of respect. Okay, next is, I think it's Gadatsu? Yes, one of Eneru's priests. I don't really remember. Didn't he have, like, something with him that was kind of weird? I'm going to say meh. Gin. What's up with Gin? It's kind of a weird one, right? Gin was kind of, you know, just got wiped out by Mihawk. He was hungry. I don't know how much time he had to be Drippy, but his weapons of choice were kind of cool. I'm going to say kinda. Goldie Roger. Another one. Luffy is coming up, and I think him and Luffy are going to be pretty similar based on their personality types, and very strong, but not trying to be out here being cool. I think this is another one out of respect. I'm going to go with kinda. Boa Hancock. Yeah, I mean, she's drippy. Maybe the drippiest, actually. She's always, yeah, okay. She's always out here just, like, flexing on people. Yeah, gotta happen. Hannibal! Okay, I think, no, for Hannibal. Hawkins. I mean, that's a dude, he literally, all he does is just sit down, look cool, figure stuff out in a very calm voice. I don't know, man. It's gotta be close to the top, if not the top. I'm gonna say he's not in that upper echelon, but he's trying to get in there, or at least he was. Helmeppo! Not really. Kind of meh. We haven't seen a lot from him. We see more from Kobe, obviously, with how important he was, and Hachinosu, and Hody Jones! I do not know how much drip he had. It was more of pure anger. Arlong was doing it more in a cool way, if you agree with that at all. I'm gonna say meh. Iceberg, just a chill dude, looking cool at all times. Yes, drippy. Not the drippiest. Inazuma. I don't really think Inazuma has many drippy moments. Ivankov. Not for me. I would say no. Izo. Man, my memory's kind of failing me here. Wasn't Izo involved when Odin was trying to get on the ship? I'm pretty sure that was actually kind of important, and I'm totally blanking on that, but I don't really know about Izo. Django! Hey! You know, I asked the question in another video, man, where is Kuro? Like, we know where Arlong is. Sorry, not Arlong. We know where Krieg is. Arlong probably in Impel Down, or some prison. Kuro's just kind of, you know, he's kind of, we don't know. He went on the ship with the Black Cat Pirates who he tried to kill, so I imagine that might be a little awkward. Where's Django at? Well, he's with the Marines, so we haven't seen him super recently. I don't really know, man. I'm going to say, he's kind of a goofball. I'm going to say meh. Bonnie, a child again, not going to do it. Jinbei. I don't think Jinbei has a lot of drip, but he's kind of very, like, calming. You know what? I'm going to say kinda. Johnny, a character we saw very limited of, just got his butt kicked by Arlong. But in fairness, he went to fight him on his own, so that's got to be worth something. But I'm going to put him in the meh. Kaku! Hey, Kaku tries to be cool, but then takes all these L's. But who can forget? The first scene we saw Kaku, which I think this picture does show, just flying above the city. That was pretty cool. Kaku's close. I'm going to say kinda. He's got a little something to him, but he's not all the way. Katakuri. I mean, how long did it take for the man to fall down? He's on the list. Kaya. I don't really know if Kaya has any drip per se. Killer. Killer. The Kid Pirates is kind of part of what they do, I would say. I know he got kind of messed up at Wano, but I'm still gonna say he's drippy. Kinemon. Not really. Weird Devil Fruit. A lot of weird moments for Kinemon. Koala. I think Koala, you could say, has some drip, sure. I'm debating kinda or drippy. I'm gonna say kinda. Captain Kobe. Look, fellas, I think we have to make a decision. For now, I think he has to be drippy, right? Kobe's just out here aura farming in the present. I mean, I could just lift saw some stuff. He's wearing the marine drip. He's getting stronger. I mean, let's talk about the Rocky Port incident. Let's talk about what happened with the Kuja. Let's talk about what happened on Hachinosu. I think this is a hot take, maybe. Eventually, we can move him to the absolute top and say he's the drippiest. But for now, I'm going to say drippy. I forgot her name, but I know she's on Water 7. I'm going to say not close. Kuina, RIP, no. Ooh, are we running out of room? We're running out of room? Kuma. Okay. Kuma is an interesting one. I don't know if he's drippy, but Kuma definitely has that, like, I'm just chilling out, hitting my Pawpaw fruit, even when I'm about to be turned into a cyborg, or in the process, just kind of doing my own thing. You know, Kuma, he's got a little something. A little something. Dr. Hairlook. I mean, for how old she is, sure, she's got a little bit. Kuro. I mean, come on, fellas. Come on, this has got to be one of them, right? If he would have came back and done anything cool, frankly, I would have put him in, like, this category. I don't think I go all that way up. Kyros! Wow, you know, I like Kyros. The scene where he got transformed back and went to attack Doflamingo was fantastic. It was great. My only problem was it took so long. It was like several minutes. Come on, man. Didn't he also fight Diamante in the Flower Garden? That took forever. That was the roughest moment of One Piece for me. Was watching that fight in the Flower Garden. No. Laboon, an animal. I don't know what I do with Laboon, to be honest with you. Law. You know, the hat, I like the hat, but from a drippiness standpoint, I don't know. Now, he does do a lot of aura farming in the New World. Fine, I'll give you that. It's close. I think Law is a stallion, and if he could just, like, change the hat to something cooler, although I love it, for this ranking, I think he would be higher. I'm going to put him drippy, but, like, the lower end. Okay, this one I had to remember who it was. This is Lily Enstomic, I forget. I'm pretty sure she was trying to save her dad, who was a cook, being transported by the Marines. From a character, if you know what I'm talking about, that I don't know if is on here, but needs to be and will be added. I'm going to say not really that close. Lucci! I mean, look, here's a guy that we have to make a decision on. Drippiest or drippy? I mean, he's always got the appearance. He's strong. He's always trying to act cool, especially recently. I'm going to say drippiest. Maybe lower end. Luffy. I think I already made a comment similar to Roger. I don't know how drippy Luffy is, although I love him. He's a stud, but I think he's going to be in kinda for this ranking. Lafitte. Now, that's a character that I think maybe more is going on with him in general. We see him kind of break into Marie Joie in that Warlord meeting. I'm just saying, man, Lafitte's a cool character. Could be more happening with him. I'm going to say drippy. I really am. We haven't seen too much, but I think Lafitte's got something going on. Magellan. I mean, a lot of confidence. Strong. I'm going to put him in kinda. Kid. Kid's a weird one. I think Killer's more quiet, reserved, kind of like, Kid's more violently angry. Is that drippy or is that just like confidence? I don't know. I'm actually going to put Kid at meh. I am. Makino. I don't know how much drip we've seen from Makino. Is Makino the reason Shanks was, over there in the first place? Maybe. I'm going to say meh. Okay, looks like we have a Marigold and a character I forgot her name of. I think isn't that the first person Luffy met in Amazon Lily? I'm not sure. I'm going to say not even close for both because I don't really remember much of what they were doing. I'm going to say not close for both. Kuina, I think we did her. I think we have another character that might be. We have to make another decision. We do. Drippiest or Drippy? I've heard some people say Fraud Hawk. I don't like that. I think he is actually the real deal. Fellas, I'm going to the top, okay? This guy sails on a small raft across the ocean. It's pretty something. Monet? I'm going to say meh for Monet. Moria, young Moria, maybe could have had a conversation. This Moria just kind of lazy, doesn't do anything. Where is Moria? That's also a great question. We don't know. I imagine he obviously is still alive, but we don't know what happened to him. That would be a good answer. No. Nami. Does Nami have drip, per se? Maybe a little bit. I'm going to say kinda. Neptune. I mean, really confident leader. I'm also going to say kinda. Robin. Does Robin have any drip? When we first meet her, she's got like that cool cowgirl outfit. Always kind of laid back, cool. I'm going to say Robin does have some drip. Yeah. Nojiko. I'm going to go similar to Nami. Hachan. I like Hachan, but from a drip standpoint, I think we're going to have to say no. Robin's mom. I don't know, man. We didn't really see much with Robin's mom. Obviously, we know that she saved Robin and then died, so I don't think I can really rank her. I feel kind of bad. One of the cooks from the Baratier, whose name I forgot. Just for that, I'm going to say not even close. Polly! Okay, I mean, Polly was cool. He had that one, like, rope attack thing that he did. I don't know how much else Polly really did. I'm going to say kinda. Pell! I don't know how. Pell's one of those questions. You're like, how is Pell alive? I don't really know. I don't know, man. Pell's kind of weird. I'm going to say meh, because from a drippiness standpoint, I don't think he has much to him. Perona! Kinda. Right? I mean, Perona just kind of wanders around doing her own thing. I'm going to say Perona, sure. Marco. Now, what I will say for Marco, as I know a lot of y'all are going to say Pineapple Head. Yeah, okay, I don't really care about that. What I'm saying, that first scene where he kicked Kizaru, that was pretty cool. I was for that. Marco's close. I don't know if I want to say drippy or kinda. Marco just pulls up and messes people up. I'm going to say he messed up the Big Mom Pirates when they're entering Wano. I'm going to say drippy. Oh, Kiku. Nah, I don't really know. I mean, I like her outfit. I think she's cool. A swordsman is fine. I'm going to say kinda. Sabo. Sabo's another character. I think you might argue, hey, similar to Ace. Okay, hear me out. I actually think Sabo is a bit more drippy, and here's what I'm going to use from evidence here. Stampede, that scene where Sabo was like going against Smoker, and that entire thing he was doing in Stampede. I actually think Sabo's drippy, which might be controversial because Ace and him you might think need to be right next to each other. I can hear that. Sandersonia, I'm just going to follow that. Sanji. I know Sanji in the New World outside of Whole Cake Island. You could argue it's been kind of I'm a massive Sanji fan. I have his cookbook. I don't know where it is. It used to be right next to me. I think it's over there somewhere. Doesn't Sanji have to be at the top? I know he's got this kind of thing where he's always kind of freaking out about women, but come on, man. Sanji's awesome. Scratch made a poo. Look, his first scene where he cacked Kizaru and then dipped. That was pretty cool. I'm going to say kinda. Sengoku. If you're going to be the fleet admiral, I think you have to have some level of drip. I'm going to say it's close. Drippy. Senor Pink. Man, that's a weird one. I hate that it's the after-death version for Senor Pink. Young Senor Pink, sure. Absolute drippy monster. And I think because of that, this might be, again, a little bit controversial. I'm going to say Senor Pink is drippy. I will. Sentomaru. I'm going to say meh. Shanks. That's a character that kind of shows up every now and then. Of course, more relevant in the story now. We saw him defeat Kid. And he's making his own move now, likely. I think we have to go at the top, right? Every time we see Shanks, he just farms. Film Red, we saw him. Just stops Kizaru in an instant. It has to be all the way to the top. Rayleigh. Rayleigh's a character you might think, okay, appearance-wise, maybe not. But we have seen Rayleigh do some really incredible things. Sabaody, he saves the Straw Hats from Kizaru. Swims across the Calm Belt to get to Amazon Lily. And then saves Kobe, or not, well, I didn't save Kobe, saves Boa Hancock at Amazon Lily, I think we have to, right? I think we gotta go near the top, if not the top. He is. Smoker. That's another one. I think Smoker is the kind of guy we see him. It's because he's smoking, does that make it more drippy? Is that bad? I hate that I think that does. I'm gonna say not the very, very top, but he could be. Sugar, nope. Tashigi. I don't know if Tashigi's a character with a lot of drip. I think she could develop some, a cool swordsman. I think I need to see a little more. I'm gonna say man. Tom, cool character. I don't know about drip. The guy from Long Ring Long Limb, which I did have to Google. His name is Tanjit. I do not think so. Aruj. Speaking of characters we need to see more often, Aruj. I mean, Aruj has a little something. He took down a sweet commander, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna say, yeah. Nah. I'm gonna put him in kind of Usopp. This one might make some of the people mad. I know God Usopp and everything, but he's just not trippy. His whole goal is to become a cool warrior of the sea, which when he does it, I think that would qualify him. I'm gonna say meh. Virgo! Wow, I haven't thought about Virgo in forever. For obvious reasons. I do think he was drippy, though. I mean, come on, just look at the guy. He's just oozing. Reiju! Yeah, I mean, I think Reiju would qualify as, the whole family, honestly. If the rest of the Vinsmoke family is on here, I was going to put them all in the drippy category in the first place. I think the rest of the siblings, mostly because of how they were modified, are really cool. Viola! Okay, Viola, I think, is a character from, basically from that first scene where we saw her. I think she was dancing with Sanji near the beginning of Dressrosa. That was a really cool scene. I like her style. I think, yes. Vista! Okay, I was going to make a video about where's Moria, and I still might. Where's Vista? I don't really know where he went after Payback War. I'm not sure. Cool character. Pulls up to Mihawk, tries to downplay who he is, and then Mihawk's like, I know who you are. Don't be modest. He's drippy. If we saw him more, maybe he could go upper echelon. I don't know. Vivi. Again, another character. I don't know if she's drippy, but of course we all like Vivi. Why not? Wiper. Okay, another character's name I forgot. I thought it was Scraper, but Wiper makes a ton of sense. I know he had like his bazooka and he would fly around on those like ski-looking things. I'm gonna say kinda. Yasop, the entire Red Hair Pirates, which I think I already said, they're on the upper echelon, but Yasop, I guess if you're gonna be a chill sniper who's not scared like Usopp, I think you have to be kind of drippy. Yosaku, Johnny's partner. Okay, I think we have to match him with Johnny, don't we? Where did I put Johnny at? Did I put him in, there he is. Okay, yeah, Yosaku's there. Zeph, another character, maybe in his flashback, younger years, you could say super drippy. I still think he's a cool guy. I'm going to say kinda. Zoro, wow. This is not the last one. This is not the last one because I'm going to add a few, but Zoro, man, I don't think he walks around being the cool guy, but he has moments where it's like, look, he's strong. Has anyone seen that scene? I'm going to drop a scene here that's not canon, but I still think it kind of does represent Zoro, although this movie did not represent Zoro. If any of you have seen Cursed Holy Sword, it's probably widely considered the worst One Piece movie, although I enjoyed it because I have low standards. Mainly because Zoro acts very out of character, but he does have a scene where he's just chilling, and then he's sleeping. Boom, someone throws a knife at him from far away, and he moves as he's sleeping. Right as the knife gets to him. I feel kind of weird putting Ace as kind of, now Zoro is, okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision. We're gonna go here, and then I think I'm gonna leave Luffy, because he just doesn't have drip. Ace. Okay, I am going to add one singular character. Can anybody guess who it is? I think I mentioned him. Yeah. It's Momonga, right? I mean, come on now. Dude, look, I mean, the mohawk is amazing. The suit, strong. Does try to aura farm, because remember, this is, again, might be kind of controversial. Around the time where Momonga was in the story, Vice Admirals were getting their ass kicked. Outside of Garp, I think he was really carrying the Vice Admirals. I know we saw a lot of them more in Egghead, sure, but man, we did not see a lot of strong Vice Admirals. Momonga kind of stood out a little bit. That scene where he slices the Sea King by himself, saves the crew. The scene with Boa Hancock. We've seen him fight Zoro. I think it has to be all the way up. Yeah, we have a good ranking. Now, I am going to try to place the top row. What do we think? Number 1 overall from a pure drip. It's got to be one of these two. You know what? I think I'm going to do it because this is probably the right answer. Crocodile. It's got to be number 1. Now, Lucci's taking too many L's. Zoro, I'm going to leave Kizaru at 2. We haven't seen enough from Ben Beckman. I don't believe in the Fraud Hawk theories. I'm going to move Mihawk at 2. Shanks at 4. Rayleigh at 5, just from a... They flex every time they come into the series. I'm going to put Boa Hancock just from what she does to people. I'm going to move Lucci just from pure appearance, the way he acts. I know Beiji fits perfectly, but I'm going to put Momonga, Beckman, Sanji, Zoro. Sanji, I just think because of his character trope with the kind of way he freaks out about women. Zoro, I don't think is trying to be drippy all the time. This whole cast of characters right here, maybe not Shanks and Rayleigh. I'm going to leave it. I think Crocodile, the more I think about it, the older I get, has to be number 1 overall. I think Kizaru is very close. What do you guys think? Would you have changed anything? Do you have any other rankings in mind? Let me know. I think we ranked 121 characters, and boy, some of them were random. If you guys want to watch any of my previous videos, you can leave them here. Leave a like and sub. It helps the channel so much, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.